Hey guys, actually here, also want to actually say back here with another review, and we're talking about wrestling today because I literally do not know what else to talk about. I think I want to talk about, there has been some wrestling stuff that I want to talk about. I never got a chance to really dive deep into my wrestling storylines that were ruined. Like, it was a long time ago when I first started my YouTube channel. I think it was like, so it was called something, I can't remember. But I know I wanted to do something with like wrestling storylines and that stuff. Not even just wrestling. We talk about title reigns, feuds, a wrestler, whatever comes to my mind, I will try and talk about. I think it's best if I start writing them down instead of just coming out here and like bloop bloop bloop. But I do know that the first thing I do want to talk about, the wrestling ruined, is the Straight Edge Society. I absolutely love the Straight Edge Society. It is personally my favorite CM Punk gimmick. Because if people don't know, I'm a huge CM Punk fan. I don't care how anyone feels. I love him. I will forever love him and deal with it. It's my channel. I love him. And I definitely want to talk about what I think ruined the group. Because it had a lot. And when I mean a lot, it had a lot of potential. And another thing too I want to talk about is I've been seeing a lot of people, I've been seeing so many other YouTube channels talk about their thoughts on the PG era. I thought like, maybe I should do that too. Maybe I should give my thoughts on the PG era. But I know it might have to be a video breakdown because I'm not going to be able to fit every single PG era year into one video. What I think I'm going to do in part one is talk about 2008, 9, and 10 in one big thing, and I'll do it like that, like collectible years. So we'll do it like that. I think I might make that video first before I make the Share Society video. I think I will talk a little bit about wrestling before I start my Vampire Diaries rants. I think I should get into those rants pretty soon because I do have a lot of other stuff going on, like I'm in the middle of moving and other stuff like that. So I would just say be patient with me. That's probably why you guys haven't seen me do a topic video in a while, is because I just have a lot of stuff going on. So I thought it'd just be best to come up here and do an update and talk about wrestling. So sorry the intro was so long. I don't mean for the intro to be that long. But that's getting into the topic at hand. Let's talk about Wrestlemania and how this Wrestlemania, the build to Wrestlemania, is so lackluster. And let's talk about what's making it lackluster. Some of these matches are making it very, very lackluster. The first thing I want to talk about is John Cena's heel turn. I don't got a chance to talk about this, so I'm going to talk about it now. John Cena's heel turn. It was definitely the scapegoat. Triple H definitely did this because he had no excitement for WrestleMania, and he did this. Me personally, I just felt like, even though it was a good idea because we never seen it before, I just feel like it's been too many years too late. It's years too late. And then as soon as John Cena turned heel, you don't see him for weeks. You don't see him for half a month. And so he came on Monday Night Raw and he explained why. Everybody else has had some mixed feelings about the promo. Me personally, I've had mixed feelings too. I never thought I would see John Cena. I don't like the fact that he said he's not a heel or babyface. I don't like the idea of WWE telling us that there are good guys and bad guys. It kind of just ruins the whole mystique behind WWE. I mean, I know we all know it's predetermined, but it's like, why are you telling us that? Like, why? Letting people know who's the heel, letting people know who's the heel or babyface in a situation makes the match easier to know who you need to get behind. It doesn't make things confusing not knowing who was what. But I didn't like the John Cena said that. I kind of didn't like the whining a lot in the promo. Like, I didn't like the whole thing about breaking up with us and he's in a toxic relationship with us. It was just very weird. But I definitely understand where he was coming from about him working really hard and like people turned on him. But John Cena was never somebody who cared about what the audience thought. He's never once told anybody to think of him a certain way. he was always out there for the people who did cheer him. I don't know. This heel turn just seemed to be like a scapegoat. Like, honestly, I don't even see it lasting. I don't even see John Cena winning the belt at this point. Like, I don't think he's going to win it. If that's the case, his whole heel turn was really a waste of time. Absolutely a complete waste of time. And also because things like, so is The Rock going to get in here and we're going to talk about what the fuck is going on with him and The Rock? Like, are they going to talk about any of that? Are they going to talk about it? I don't know. I'm not really feeling John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. I'm not really feeling this at all. Like, I'm really not. Like, I'm really trying to feel some of these matches, but the booking has really made me just feel like, oh, I don't even want to see it anymore. So, I'm not really feeling John Cena's heel turn. I'm not feeling him and Cody Rhodes. Not really feeling it. Next thing, that's about the Royal Rumble winners. Jey Uso, I'm not feeling him and Gunther at all. The build to this has been just so lackluster. It's been so uninteresting. Very, 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 very much so. It has been very, very uninteresting. Listen, I like Jey Uso into the next person, but I just feel like, I don't know, I think Jey Uso is a little bit too goofy to be taken seriously as a main eventer. I think he's too goofy. He definitely needs to work on his in-ring style because it's very, I don't know, I don't want to say he should perform like a main eventer because a lot of people had a lot of problems with how John Cena used to perform with his 5 moves of doom, and that made him into a champion. And me personally, I feel like less is more. Less is a way of getting hurt or injured, but there's nothing wrong with adding to your arsenal of making people feel like, oh, okay. With Jay, I just feel like, I don't know. I think I need to see some more passion from Jay. I feel like I'm not seeing the passion from Jay at all. Like people say he's the next Jeff Hardy. I'm not seeing that. Jeff Hardy had passion. Jeff Hardy had a way of getting people in tune with what he was doing. Jeff Hardy was such a great babyface and such a great underdog. I think that's what's missing. We're missing underdog champ. We're missing underdog cool babyfaces. Every babyface don't have to be so bland. You can make them cool. You can make them like a cool, like, babyface. Like Stone Cold was a babyface and he was cool. The Rock was a babyface and he was cool. Undertaker was a babyface. He was cool. Like, I don't understand why people just can't be themselves. Like, why you have to bland someone down so bad and make people just feel so uninterested. Like Cody Rhodes. I would like Cody Rhodes more if he wasn't so watered down. Like, why can't he just be cool? It was the same problem I had with John Cena too. Looking back at some of the stuff that he did, they made John Cena way too bland half the time. It was just like he can't be cool. He can't be cool. They would give John Cena some of the cringiest, and when I say cringy, some of the cringiest dialogue when he went like Super Cena, like really really cringy. Like there's moments when I'm watching like old Raws and SmackDowns. This is like mainly on Raw, like old Raw clips from like 2008 and stuff like that. And when John Cena would cut promos, it's like, oh my god, this is so cringy. Like why would this man make him say something like this? Like he told JBL, it was something. What did he say? I do know it was cringy. He was like, he said you're exploding, and he said everyone explodes. He said hell. He said if I didn't eat that bean burrito, he said I won't have this exploded on the toilet. Like that's so cringy. Like was that supposed to be funny? Because that's cringe. Or when he told Sheamus that his hair looks like ketchup and mayonnaise, and like it was really cringy. Like it was really cringy. But we'll get to it when we talk about the PG era from that time. But I just feel like you could still make people underdogs and babyfaces, and they could still be cool. You don't have to blend them down. I thought Daniel Bryan was a really good babyface and underdog because I believed in his story. I think Jeff Hardy was a really good babyface because he was cool and you believed in his story. I love CM Punk's babyface because CM Punk was cool and you believed in his story. He was really cool. He was himself. He wasn't bland. I don't know. I don't know why Triple H proceeds to do this, but I have completely lost any interest in Jay versus Gunther. I just don't care. I don't care about Gunther as a champion, and I really don't care. The next thing, the women's championships. I don't care about the triple threat match between Rhea Ripley, Bianca, and Io Sky. I have no idea why they turned that into a triple threat match. What was the point of Rhea Ripley being Liv Morgan for her to just drop her title literally like a few weeks after? What was the point of that? What was the point of that? And like, not everybody wants. Sorry, but not everybody wants Bianca Belair to win the championship. I just feel like I'm tired of her winning titles too. I really just don't care about this. Like, I really, really don't care about this. Like, when I see clips and stuff, it's like, I don't care about this. I really don't care about this. I can care less about who walks out as champion. I really haven't been invested in the women's division in a very long time, and I just feel like the last person I was really invested in was Liv Morgan. I really did like Liv Morgan. I liked her reign. However, she didn't defend it as much, but I loved what she was presenting to me. She had character, she had charisma, and I feel that's what's missing. Like, Alexa Bliss has been nerfed. Like, a lot of people have just been nerfed. Speaking of someone who's been nerfed, Tiffany Stratton. Triple H has really nerfed her the hell down. She is not the same Tiffany Stratton that first came to the roster. Hell, she's not the Tiffany Stratton from NXT. Tiffany Stratton has been nerfed so bad by Triple H. All because of fucking Charlotte. He's nerfing her bad. He's nerfing her down because of Charlotte. Charlotte? Are you kidding me? Charlotte. I'm so tired of this bitch. I really am. They want to just make Rhea and Bianca the next four horsewomen. At this point, at this fucking point, I'm so tired of Charlotte. It is so painfully obvious that Charlotte is winning the match at WrestleMania. What a way to bury your talent. What a way to bury your talent, Triple H. Don't have any of the young talent get over. Are you serious? How do you expect this company to move forward with the generations if you can't even put over the younger talent? I mean, I think a lot of people have been complaining about how it's just been feeling like a lot of older people and less of younger. I absolutely agree with that. I don't think the young talent are getting as much as screen time or opportunities as much as the older talent, like Roman, like Zeph, like CM Punk, like Charlotte, like Bianca Belair, I think Rhea Ripley is young, but she looks older. I think Rhea Ripley is like 26. I know Liv Morgan is younger, but still, it's ridiculous. Like Braun Breaker, none of them are getting the development that they deserve. Like, these should be like the young people, kind of like how the OVW talent from like Randy Orton, Batista, John Cena, Shelton Benjamin, like how some of them were like pushed. Like, they were giving something when it came to the main roster. Swish ain't doing that for the younger talent. He's not doing that. And it's looking bad. It's looking really bad. I don't care about any of the women's matches at all. And last but finally not least, to me, the most pointless match to me on this card is a triple threat match with CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins. I literally could not sleep last night without knowing that I needed to see the segment. And as soon as the segment was posted on YouTube, I immediately started watching the segment. None of them said anything that was like remotely like engaging or why this match needs to happen at all. Roman Reigns, they have Roman Reigns out here complaining about getting eliminated from the Royal Rumble, even though the Royal Rumble is every man for himself. Only one person can go to WrestleMania. They have some complaint about that. I can understand him wanting his get back on Seth Rollins because Seth Rollins did like pretty much just like go in a rage and attack him for no reason. I can understand that. But Roman Reigns really had no reason to attack CM Punk on Raw outside the fact that Paul Heyman was hugging him. So that's a lame way to have him and CM Punk have beef. And then Seth Rollins comes out there and he says you don't understand how dangerous CM Punk is and to the roster and you should let him finish him off. And that he said this really isn't about CM Punk. He said this is about us. He said it's about me and you. He said there's no me without you and there's no you without me. This is not a love story. That's cool our jets. This is about the match. Why should we participate in this match? Why? Why should anyone care about the triple threat match? It seems to me they all three of them really don't have a reason for fighting each other. Outside the fact that Triple H wants to make sure that all three of them are in Wrestlemania, which I completely understand. But this is just such a lazy way to have them all fight. Let me get to CM Punk thing. CM Punk comes out there and he says, "Off the shot." He goes out there and he says that Roman, I know you have been in Royal Rumble in a long time, but in the Royal Rumble, does every man for themselves. And he said he would have never went to the Royal Rumble if he didn't save his family in War Games, and that it was him and War Games that he made it to the Royal Rumble, and that he told Paul Heyman that he still owed a favor, and that he is thanking Paul Heyman for delivering his tribal chief front and center to him. Now, I don't know if that was the favor of having making sure Roman Reigns would come here tonight. I hope that wasn't the favor, because if that was, it was a very lame favor. They all started brawling. I thought the brawling was really funny. It was entertaining, but still, it ain't like these three guys have had like this intense feud to have a brawl. Like, it's very lazy booking. Very, very lazy. I've been hearing a lot of people say that Seth Rollins doesn't need to be in the triple threat match. No, honestly, if we want to be really honest, guys, like, we have to think about this in a clear way. Roman Reigns really doesn't need it. Let's just say if it wasn't a triple threat match. Who do you think is really throwing themselves into this? Me, how I see it, is Roman Reigns. We have not seen Roman since the Royal Rumble. Zeth and CM Punk have had their feud going back and forth. So it really seems like Roman Reigns is throwing himself into what Zeth and CM Punk have going on. But everybody wants to see Roman Reigns and CM Punk. I know I do. I would love to see a feud between them. I just don't want to see CM Punk on SmackDown. There's nothing for him to do on SmackDown if Roman Reigns is going to be there. It's no point of him being on SmackDown. It's nothing for CM Punk to do at all on SmackDown. Raw is where he needs to stay and stay only. Raw has all the talent. Raw has people that he could have potential feuds with. I don't know why they put Drew McIntyre on SmackDown. I don't really go off track, but the whole Drew McIntyre storyline about him taking down Roman Reigns and all that went absolutely nowhere. Nowhere. Now he's putting with Damian Priest. Stupid. Drew McIntyre should have stayed on Raw. But if I had to be honest here, it honestly seems like Roman Reigns is the one throwing himself into what Zeth and CM Punk have going on. The reason why people are thinking why Zeth is throwing himself into it is because Seth Rollins has been throwing himself into other people's business. I would say, what is this, 2025? I would say he's been doing this since early 2020, if I can be correct. No, probably not. No. When did Big E win the championship? In 2020? No, that's 2021. I know that in that storyline with Big E, that he was originally supposed to have the WWE Championship, and then it became Kevin Owens, and then it was Bobby Lashley, and then Brock Lesnar got thrown into it. It was stupid. I'm trying to think of something else that Seth Rollins threw himself into. I know he threw himself into what Roman and Cesaro had going on SmackDown. That he kind of just threw himself into a feud with him. I can't remember what else. I can't remember. 2020, 2021, and 2022 is really a blur for me because honestly, the only thing I really cared about was the Bloodline stuff. I loved the Rollins at that time, but I kind of didn't care for him at the same time, if that makes sense. I loved him, but I didn't care. Does that make sense? I love Radio RKO too at that time. I thought Radio RKO was, I said Radio RKO. RKO Bro. I thought they were entertaining. But yeah, I would say lately, Seth Rollins has been throwing himself into things that had nothing to do with him. He threw himself into what CM Punk and Drew McIntyre had going on. He threw himself into what Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns had going on in the WrestleMania 40 match. So yeah, he's been doing this a lot lately. I definitely understand when people feel like he's the one who doesn't need to be here. It's just confusing because to me it seems like Zeth and CM Punk were the ones having the feud, and Roman Reigns is the one throwing himself into it. But I love Roman Reigns. That's why I can't even like. I love Roman Reigns too. Um, I definitely understand that CM Punk and Roman Reigns is a bigger match, but I just feel like, ugh, if he would have had just, if he, what he should have done at the end of that Raw match, instead of having Roman Reigns stop the match, you should have had Seth Rollins beat CM Punk clean, because that's what was going to happen. Seth Rollins was going to win the match. Okay, have Seth win. After the match is over, have Roman Reigns attack Seth Rollins. Have him get his get back. Okay. Then you have Roman Reigns attack CM Punk. So that way, you don't even need to have the triple threat match. It could have just been like Roman Reigns and CM Punk fighting. Like a little quick feud going into WrestleMania. You could just have them go into it. I just feel like you could have Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns have their altercation on Raw, talk about it, let it get out their systems, and then leave it alone. There should be no need for a triple threat match. The triple threat match is just lazy. Like, it's so hard to even put in words what my thoughts are, because I just think this match is so dumb. It's so dumb. This video WrestleMania has been lackluster. It's stupid. It's uninteresting. And I've been hearing a lot of people complain, like a lot of people have been saying they want their refunds back for their tickets. This is why you cannot buy your tickets until you know what you're getting. I know you can't, I know a lot of people, wrestling fans, they like to get their tickets early because there's no guarantee that you will get a ticket if you go to the show. But me personally, how I feel about wrestling now is that I am damn sure not buying a ticket for anything unless I know what the fuck the build is going to be going into WrestleMania, to any show. Now, I wish I would have went to SummerSlam, because I thought the build for SummerSlam was actually really good. But the show was just extremely long when I watched it with my sister. I just felt really long. I really didn't want to sit there all night watching matches that I didn't care about, like Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa in a main event. I don't want to watch that. I don't want to sit through that. I don't care about that. But SummerSlam, the build for it was actually, I would say, pretty good. The Drew McIntyre and CM Punk stuff was like the best thing going into it, and I did like the Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley stuff. That was good too. Yeah, but I wish I would have went to SummerSlam when they were in Cleveland. That's probably the biggest regret. But me personally, I just feel like you can't buy your tickets unless you know what they're doing. And like, I feel bad for anybody who wastes a lot of money on WrestleMania tickets, because WrestleMania is looking awful. Now, it could take us by surprise, because maybe Triple H is going to have a way to make the show feel pizzazz, because the build has been so trash. But 9 times out of 10, when there's a bad build to WrestleMania, then the event is not that good. I think it's 2018. The build to 2018 was awful, and the show was awful. Trying to think. 2019, the build was awful too. Like I really thought it was bad. The build to WrestleMania, and then WrestleMania was bad. WrestleMania 27 is still one of the worst WrestleManias of all time. The WrestleMania is so awful. The build to everything. I feel like the only good build to it for WrestleMania 27 is probably CM Punk and Randy Orton. It was decent. It wasn't the best, but like still, these matches didn't even feel like WrestleMania matches. They feel like throwaway Raw and SmackDown matches. WrestleMania 29. Now, I did like the stuff with CM Punk and Undertaker. I thought that was a good build. The stuff with The Rock and John Cena, I personally just didn't care for it. Like, I didn't care for it back then. I don't care for it now. I just didn't really care for it. I just didn't care for it. I never really bought into John Cena's redemption storyline. I never bought into it. I still don't, even though I am a huge John Cena fan. Listen, I'm going to say how I feel. I'm not trashing anybody. I love John Cena, but there's just certain things I don't buy into when I watch wrestling. I didn't buy into his redemption arc. I thought Rock being champion for that short was stupid. And you're just going to have John Cena win him. John Cena could have fought Elimination Chamber. John Cena could have got the belt. If it was that easy, John Cena could have just got the belt at Elimination Chamber. Like, what the fuck? So yeah, there's been some bad WrestleManias. So hopefully since this build hasn't been the greatest, let's hope the WrestleMania isn't that bad. Let's hope it's actually like booked in a way that's consistent, not too long, not too dragful. Let's just hope for the best. But me personally, I just feel like the build to WrestleMania has been trash. I've been completely frustrated with how things have been going, and I just don't like it. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys next time with my next topic.